This software right here is called Ripple, and for a lot of email marketers, it's going to replace them. What this software does, and I'm going to run through it in today's video, is it essentially allows you to use AI to create email templates from directly within its platform, which is right here. I'm going to run through this in a second, and export it into Klaviyo and actually schedule those emails directly from within this software here. Now, the reason I say it's going to replace a lot of email marketers out there is because this does a pretty good job of getting email template designs done within its system and then building them directly into Klaviyo for you. Now, I know for me, with my team, we have copywriters, which have largely been replaced, or rather a big chunk of their work has been replaced by AI. We have builders, which take the templates that we design and build them into Klaviyo, and we have graphic designers who design the emails. Now, Ripple's designs are pretty good. They are templated, so they're not going to give you these really in-depth look and feel and designs with cool, little features here and there. But for 80% of businesses out there who just want to get an email out, who want to get a template design sent out to their audience, and don't care about having things perfect, this is a great solution, and this saves a hell of a lot of time. And so for me, for clients that if I were to use this, and we're looking at it as we speak, this software is going to essentially replace my builder role, which is going to save me a lot of money for my agency, and also replace a lot of the graphic design work that we do. But let's take a look at it, right? So how does this system and this software work? We're going to use, there's my face. We're going to use a dummy brand here. This is a dummy brand that has been set up for us called Olivia Wilson. And I'm going to start just up here in the welcome dashboard. You have campaign and flow emails. So within emails, or rather email marketing, there's two types of emails you're traditionally sending: campaigns and flows. Now, this is by any means not going to replace Klaviyo. This is a tool that's going to work with Klaviyo to replace the designing stage of your emails. So how this dashboard works is this account has already been integrated with Shopify and with Klaviyo. So if you take a look here, Shopify and Klaviyo are already integrated. We need these integrations set up. It's very straightforward. Just go into your integrations tab if you have an account, because Ripple needs to pull information in from your Shopify store, namely product images, product links, and a little bit of product descriptions. And it needs to be able to pull those in to the platform here so that when it designs your emails, it's able to insert those designs throughout the email, and I'm going to show you that in a second, and also have links that it can link back into to Klaviyo when it passes the build to Klaviyo. And that's where the Klaviyo integration comes in. You need to have that Klaviyo integration set up so that it can pass the designs into your Klaviyo account. Within here as well, obviously you have the team, so you can set up your users. You have brand, which has the colors of your brand. So obviously, most of you guys are going to have style guides. You'll just update the colors within here so that it can take those colors and blend them into the emails themselves. Some really basic settings around button shape: square, curved, round, right? Button shadow, if you want that. Button border, if you want that. Element shape, is it curved or is it squared? You set all this stuff up from within there. And then obviously you set up your workspace name, the domain name for your website, and your logo. Really important that you insert a high resolution logo here, because the platform is going to be pulling that logo into the email designs as well. So default segments, by the way, you can just choose, assuming right now the integration's been disconnected, but if the Klaviyo integration has been set up, it's going to be pulling those segments within here, so you can have like default segments for your campaigns, and I'll show you that in a second. So straight off the bat, we have the home tab, recent designs, pretty straightforward. Calendar, this actually gives you a view of the emails that are going to be being sent out from within Klaviyo and gives you that nice calendar view. So personally, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time here. I'd say Ripple's great for people who, like I said, don't want to get crazy advanced with email marketing and just want to be able to have emails coming out on a pretty regular basis. And alternatively, they have their advanced stuff set up and they just want to outsource the process of getting a design done, having it come out relatively regularly, content calendars sorted, just have a design whipped up and then schedule it from directly within here. Nice and easy, okay? Campaigns, this is the campaigns, right? Email, take a look at that. Flows, you don't have any flows. Feel free to ignore this because the integration will feed this information directly in. But if we go new campaign, I want to show you the process here. So let's say we want to create an email campaign to send to our database, to send to our audience. We will pull in a template. And so what Ripple does is it has a bunch of templates set up here already for us to use. Note, a lot of these seem to be focusing more, at the moment at least, on the fashion industry. But if we go Abercrombie as one of them, cool, we have some designs here. We can even have use cases here. We're just going to focus on brand, okay? So we're going to take a look at these templates. And we're going to say, hey, I kind of like this template that Abercrombie's using. Let's take that style, blend our own branding, and kind of go from there. Now, here's the cool thing. We can tell the AI, Ripple, that what we want to have in our email, and it'll take that information, feed it into this email, replace it with our branding. So we have the option to, I'll show you. So let's just say, I want an email that focuses on selling my shirts. Sorry, what am I saying first? Shirts. Okay. And we can have the option to swap products, swap images, swap copy, swap colors. And obviously we want that, right? Because this is formatted for Abercrombie. We want ours in here. Then we hit fill with AI and wait for this to load. And here we go. So as you can see here, the template's been created and the logo's been pulled in. Copy here, copy here. Images have been pulled in from our website, right? As you can see here. And we have that copy with the buttons. Now, sure, we have this template here. Let's just say, I'm going to assume version 1 is usually not going to be exactly what you want, but let's assume that it is. You can go ahead and go over here. You have your subject line. Give it the title. For me, everything I label within my agency is IB -- shirt collection promotion. Usually give it a date, so it's the 10th of October. Let's say this is going to come out on the 13th of October, 24. Perfect, updated. Elevate your style with our shirts. Listen, everyone knows Elevate is a ChatGPT word, so let's just go ahead and replace that with spruce up your style. Terrible piece of copy, but you get the point. Preview text, send time. This is where you select the date that you want to send your email. 17th, send time, 5:42, right? Because it's 2:42, 3 hours, okay? Turn smart sending on, and smart sending, for those who don't know, is a window of time where somebody cannot receive an email if they've received an email within a preset window of time. I think most Klaviyo smart sending windows are set to 16 hours, so if somebody's received an email within 16 hours, they won't receive this email. And then send in recipient's local time. This is set locked to default, so you can go ahead and not really mess with that, but that's going to go in 5:42, by the looks of it, AM at recipient's local time. And here is where you can select your audience. Now, I don't think anything's going to pull here because the Klaviyo account's been disconnected, but if your integration has been set up, you will see the segments get pulled into here. Now, here's the thing. You can't create segments from within this platform, but you can pull them in from Klaviyo. So if you do want to mess around with the segmentation and you want to change the segmentation for your account, just go ahead and create a segment within Klaviyo, and it should auto-populate directly in here. And you also have your exclude segment, and you can also have segmented versions just here, which is like a new version of the email. So here we go. We have the email here. Let's say it's not perfect, right? We're like, hey, we need to change a few things here. We click edit. Jump in here. Pretty much anything and everything is editable. And this is what I mean. So the design is pretty stock standard, right? It's templated. But for a lot of businesses out there, that's all they need. They just need to get content out there. And the other good thing here is you can add a lot of content to this, right? So if you wanted like an educational email, you can add copy right here where it just has that educational content right there. Now we have the button. You can go ahead and edit the button right there. See, button here, edit what's the copy in here. Pretty much all that good stuff. It's all largely editable, and it's straightforward too. So I can click here, Henrik's shirt, button, nice, done, right? Super straightforward. And these are being pulled in from Shopify. Now, the integration is not live currently. The way that we're pulling information here is from a historical sync that we've done, but we have a decent email right here, right? Like the email is decent. Like it's not terrible. This is good. This will work. This will get sales, assuming your database is decent, of course. And it pulls in your logo, the contact us button as well. And pretty much largely, I mean, it's pretty good. Like it's there, right? Like this is something that we can send out. So there you go. Hit save, click back, and you hit publish. And that's pretty much it. Now you can send a test email here. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like in my inbox. So we'll test it, see if it looks okay, and see what happens. and here's the email, okay? So this looks good, right? Now keep in mind, this is entirely image-based, right? So it's all images. Notice how there's no text that's editable. And back in the day, people used to be a little bit concerned about emails being entirely images because it would compromise deliverability, and it used to. Like if an email was an entire image or comprised of multiple different images, that would be a problem, right? Now note some of these links aren't working because they need to be updated within these settings, and same again here. See what happens here. We click it, and here we go. Look, we have a link pretty much ready to go. Now, obviously, the link is not going to the store because this is a dummy account, but you get the idea, right? Don't be too worried about an email being an entire image, right? Or comprising of entire images. I've done a bunch of stuff or studies and tests on this, and deliverability doesn't actually get compromised largely. There's a slight compromise when you're using just images in your emails. It's not a massive issue. And if you're concerned about workflow and pace and how much work you can actually put out, this is probably a worthwhile compromise. So there you go. That's how you use Ripple. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I went through pretty much largely the entire platform right there within under 11 minutes. And the template looks good. Like this looks good. This will get sales. This will work. And this is all within 10 minutes, right? So check the software out. It's definitely worth a look. Get Ripple.ai. You can get some really beautiful emails in there, and they're getting better. It's gonna get better and better and better and better. And if I'm fully honest, like my job will eventually be outsourced to stuff like this. But nonetheless, useful software. Check it out and let me know what you think. If you like the video, guys, subscribe. New stuff like this pretty much all the time. I have my newsletter in the footer section of this YouTube video as well. And any questions, let me know.